I need YouTube to do better. Okay. I'm trying to be ready on time, live at 5, and the thing doing crazy stuff. That ain't me. Hello there. Valerie Walton right here, coming to you live from the suburbs of Washington, D.C. You know where you can normally find me, over at valeriewalton.com. And of course, I am here every day, Monday through Friday, that is, live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So, really excited to sit down and chat with you today. Funniest thing. So, yesterday, Facebook went out, Facebook was down, and everything that Facebook owns, including Instagram and WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. And so I talked about that yesterday. I am one of the network marketing leaders out here, the online marketing leaders out here that express just how important it is for you to own your own email list. And I broke down why. Now, of course, the following day, which is today, you got a lot of people with a lot of opinions. And as a matter of fact, hold on a second, because I want to make sure that the sound is going through. Hold on. I am one of. Okay, cool. Just wanted to double check. Now, I'm not saying that certain folk out here ain't successful. Okay. I'm not here to bash anyone. But let me just say that there is truth behind the statement that success leaves clues. And if you are seeing people who have been documented to make money, they are not only well known in the industry, but they're well respected in the industry. And we're all saying the same thing in terms of the importance of having your, owning your list. You might want to follow that. But there's always some folks that got to go against the grain and have to challenge the status quo and have to outthink the thinkers. And it was just really insane to me that today I saw someone put up a post about how people going around telling you that you need to have a list is deceptive, it's misleading, it's, it was just dumb. Anyway, sorry, my own personal opinion. But I say that because their argument was that you don't own your list either, right? If people are telling you to build a list because you don't own Facebook and you don't own any social media platform, that, well, you don't own the autoresponder either. You don't own Aweber, you don't own MailChimp, you don't own those things either. Therefore, since you don't own any of it, it's not that important to build a list. Somebody come get this fool. It's crazy. Who told you that? Who told you that? Because obviously it is obvious to me, as a certified online home-based business coach, it's obvious to me that this person has a misunderstanding of what owning your list means, because honestly, it has nothing at all to do with your autoresponder. It doesn't have anything to do with your autoresponder, your CRM, your Rolodex. Those are the tools to help you to contain, to store what you own. What you own is information. And see, for people who don't get it, that's a hard concept to grasp, right? That's an abstract thing. It's not tangible. And so to tell a person that, you should own your list, for that person to interpret that as you own the autoresponder is preposterous to me. That makes no sense at all to me. That is not what we're talking about. So again, like I said, we're talking about owning the information. And if you don't think it's important to own information, I'm gonna give you a few examples today. You already knew I was gonna go there with that, didn't you? You already knew that, right? Okay. Here we go. Now, while I'm doing that, I want you to go ahead and put a hello in the chat, because I see some people are on and you're watching me now. So make sure that you say hello to me. And also hashtag live if you're watching me live, hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. And let's start off with this first example. So there is a well-known television show that used to come on ABC that was, very popular. I watched it. Yes, 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 I was a gladiator. Yes, I'm talking about the TV show Scandal, right? Starring Kerry Washington. Love, 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 love her as an actor, as well as the character Olivia Pope. And I even, I kind of consider myself the Olivia Pope of home business, right? I fix it for you, child. I fix it. But with that, that show was really great. Now there is this one episode. Hold on, let me see if I can think of which one it is, because I can't show you on YouTube. I ain't trying to have nobody flag me for copyright infringement. You know what I'm saying? So let me see if I can look it up, and then I can just tell you where it is or whatever. So Scandal. Oops, I can't spell scandal today. Okay. Yes, it was. The title of the episode was called Dirty Little Secrets. This was from season 1. Oh, it was the second episode? Child, that's crazy. Are y'all for real? You sure about that? That's crazy. I'm looking it up on IMDb, so I guess they would know, right? Hey, hello, Antoinette. Hello. Is it Even or Evan? Just let me know. Glad you guys are able to make it and watch me live. So anyway, I don't want to give it away, but this episode was about a DC madam who was about to get arrested and arrested by the police. And she, being a madam, is a very prominent person, right? Because her clients were the high rollers of DC. So she hires Olivia to be Olivia's client. And the opening scene, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or in the very beginning of the episode, Olivia's team has basically broken into the madam's house. Well, not really. I think they had a key or whatever, but they were in the house. They shouldn't have been, because the police were on their way to come with a search warrant to search her home. They went into the house to go and find something very specific and very important. Okay. Oh, dang, I don't remember what I said first. It's Evan. Dang it, I don't know. Let me know. I don't know. So anyway, so they go in the house and they find this photo album. The madam said, I must have this photo album. It is so important to me. It's got my family, got my grandkids in there. Please get this photo album, right? So they find the photo album. Well, actually, they found a bunch and they didn't know which one was the right one. So they just grabbed all of them, right? And then they leave back out just in time for the police to show up. The police show up, search the house, and obviously they realize, somebody came and got some stuff out before they got there. So if y'all know the show, David Rosen from the show goes to Olivia and says, I knew you had something to do with that, right? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about, right? But anyway, so they recover the photo album, that one particular one, and the madam opens it up and proceeds to unzip the back of it. In the back of it is this paper list of leads, of prospects, of customers. That's what these people risk their freedom and risk their lives to go get. Now, why was that so valuable to her? And why was that so valuable to Olivia's team? And why was that so valuable to the DA's office? What was on that list is what made it so valuable. See, when you own a list, when you own your own list of leads, of prospects, of customers, you own information. And that's what the police wanted. They wanted information. They wanted the names and the telephone numbers and all the other information off that list. Because, prostitution's illegal in DC, and whoever was on that list was going to get arrested. Now, again, remember, these are high profile politicians and, various big wigs in politics. They didn't want to get arrested. They didn't want to get, humiliated and embarrassed for being found out for, hiring escorts and stuff. They didn't want that, right? But there's something to be said about a list that has these people breaking into the house, that has this woman hiding it somewhere because she understands its value. Interesting. So yes, you do own a list because you do own the information. Think about that. Think about that. It's no different from a madam. I don't know if I should have said that. You're like, wait a minute, what? But yeah, this is no different than the madam and how important her list was to her. If she had that list, she had power, she had control, and she had the money. That the money is in the list. Therefore, when the police, the DA wanted to take her down, she reminded those fine gentlemen that, hey, I know everything on this list. I know your name and phone number, yeah, but I also know what you like, right? Because that's what you do with your customers, is you take the time to build relationships with them. So you find out what their needs, their desires, and their resources to buy are. If you are doing that, then you've got a solid list where you have control of your money. And because this madam knew, oh, this guy likes it like that, and I know that you know. So if I go down and I got to testify, oh, I'm going to tell him. Right. And so I'm not going to give away the ending, but that was a very interesting episode, I must say. So at least you don't have to go very far. It's season 1, episode 2. So there's one example right there. Now, if you say, well, Val, that's a TV show, it's scripted, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Let's step on into the real world then. The real world. All right. I want you to think about something. Did you notice that even the biggest businesses out there have an email list? Did you notice that? Did you notice even McDonald's builds an email list? A multi-billion-dollar company, and yet you don't think that, you think that people are trying to be all smart by telling folks to build a list. Yeah, it's real damn smart, because if you ain't got no damn list, and all you do is try to build connections on places that you don't own, yes, including on your autoresponder and stuff, and you lose that information, that's crazy, right? So that argument about, well, you don't own Aweber and you don't own the cloud. No, you don't, but you do own the information. And that was the point. That was the point of all of it. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. So with all of that, right? If you look at, McDonald's builds a list, Walmart builds a list, Target builds a list, Starbucks builds a list, Coach builds a list, Louis Vuitton builds a list. All of these stores build a list. And what is also funny to me is, I remember back in the day when the internet was just starting to get popular in the I don't know, from the late 80s going into the mid 90s, all that time back when we had the dial-up internet, and then more and more people were starting to get online and have some online visibility. And then the next thing you know, all the stores were doing it. And now today, every store that you can go to physically, you can also visit online. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why they have an email list. There's a reason why they give offers to the email list, because they know that these people are either customers who have bought before or people who have an interest in their store. Otherwise, they wouldn't have entered their information. And therefore, they are going to nurture that list until the person buys. See, if you want to be a successful, savvy business owner, you have to stop criticizing and judging or basing everything on the activity the person does, and really go deeper than that and focus on what and how they think, what they believe, and why they believe it. See, there is a reason. If that person who made that post had stopped for a moment, and instead of trying to be clever and outwit the outwits, which she failed miserably, but instead of doing that, if she would have just said, well, why is everybody saying to build a list? Because you don't own an autoresponder. So what's the difference? If she had said something like that instead, then she could have got schooled. She could have learned something to help her become a better leader, right? And again, I'm not taking away the fact that she may be somewhat successful. She may be, a leader in her own right. Great. Congratulations, child. I ain't trying to tear nobody down, especially not another woman, honey. Okay. But you, as leaders, we have to be very careful with the kinds of information that we put out there, right? And when we are influencing other people and not only their activities, but their thinking, I hold that to the highest esteem. And I only want to plant seeds into your mind, the garden that is your mind. I only want to plant seeds that are actually going to serve you. I only want to help plant seeds that are going to feed you. Okay? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not going to sit up here for my own egotistic purposes and tell you a bunch of stuff just because I don't like what other people said, or just because I'm trying so hard to stand out, when the only thing that I really need to do to stand out is be me. And I'm also leading by example. Child, I jumped into my email list yesterday. And I had come to the realization last month, Val, you got to step your email marketing game up. And lo and behold, see, the Lord prepared me a month prior to start focusing on the importance of building my list and understanding the nuances of that maybe I didn't take the time to learn earlier on in my business growth. But now the Lord said, Val, now's the time. You're ready. Let's go. All right. The time could have been before. You get to choose. Let's go. You ready? I said, okay, I'm ready now. Let's do this. Right. So I was learning a month prior. And who knew? See, this is why it is so important to listen to the spirit, listen, whatever you believe in, child, whatever. Okay. But it's so important for me to follow my internal guidance, my connection with a higher power. I do that because every single time he prepares me for something that I just would never have seen coming, including what happened yesterday. Nobody really saw that coming. Nobody really saw, oh my God, Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger were all going to be down all day, right? It seemed like 24 hours, but it was really 6, right? Maybe it had something to do with the whistleblower. Maybe it didn't. We don't know. We don't know for sure, at least not yet. And so with everything going on, isn't it great to know God prepared me a month before, right? Isn't it good for me to know that the Lord was looking out for me and had me ready a month before? Abso-freaking-lutely. Right? Because here's the thing. The information that you have, that you own, that's where the money is. And see, the thing is, as we just saw from the whistleblower, there's tons of information that Facebook has about you and other users on Facebook that you'll never get access to, right? So one of the things that I like to do, bare minimum, is go to my friends list. Well, not go to my friends list, but I go into my settings and I have downloaded my friends list. So the least that you could do would be that. But honestly, the only thing about that is they'll give you the name and the date you became friends, at least the last time I checked. So you don't get a copy of like the email that they used for their Facebook account or anything like that. So therefore, that information they own, and they're not sharing it with you unless you pay them. And that's why ads get you, get you more of what you want, right? And then there's a way for you to collect the leads if you do an ad. That's the only time they're going to share it with you. Right. So you've got to build your list. Does it have to be an email list in order for it to be a list? No, it could be a telephone number list, right? Because just like you have Aweber for email, you've got things like Scipio for text, and that's fine. That's fine. All we're saying is, do you own the information, the contact information? Right? Did that person give you permission to have a copy of their contact info so that you can contact them even off of social media? And that's the key. That's what's really important. Right? Exactly, Antoinette. The spirit will never lead you or guide you the wrong way. Never. And the only problem is most people don't even know the voice. They don't know what it feels like, you know? So that's a whole nother live, child. I had to do that on my personal thing, child. So anyway, you know, when you look around, again, success leaves clues. If the biggest companies on the planet, Amazon included, if they've got an email list, they're emailing you on a regular basis, they're giving you offers on a regular basis, clues, right? If you know, people are willing to do whatever is necessary to find out who the madam is and who the people are on the list, and everybody's fighting for the information on the list, clues, right? So I mean, it trips me out. Like I seriously want to do a whole series of all the foolish posts that I see on Facebook, but like that one took the cake. And probably just because like I had just woken up this morning and seen that post, and I was like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. It's crazy, right? Because I was like, where are you going with this? How? So yeah, child. But anyway, hopefully I have set the record straight for you, and now you are feeling more confident about the information I gave you yesterday. Don't let anybody steer you away from that. People just, oh, here's something else. Here's another example. Do companies, or do they not, buy information off of one another? Hello, that's why we had to have some laws and regulations changed to protect us as consumers. That's why the FTC and the FCC had to step in not too long ago to regulate what kinds of information can be shared and how and all that. Because companies like Facebook, or even like your own bank, was selling information to people who wanted to sell to you. Why? If a list ain't so important, if you ain't supposed to be building no list, why were people paying millions upon millions of dollars to gain access to your information? Why? If information ain't important, if your contact info isn't important, if your personal info isn't important, why are they paying millions of dollars for it? And why did it get so out of control that it had to get regulated? This is why today you now have the power to say, you know, I don't want my information shared with so-and-so. This is why companies now have to let you know, listen, we're not going to spam you. We're not going to sell your info to anybody, nor share it with any third parties. That's why, because people, businesses know where the value is. They know where the money is. It's in the list. And this is why, although you may see those major companies also on social media, this is why they also still build a list anyway. Now, mind you, they've got millions, if not billions of dollars at stake for them. But for you, that means a list is even more important for you, because if your business is way smaller than theirs, that means that your list is really going to be a lifeline for you. And your list could bring you several streams of income. Your list is the way that you can contact every person connected with every source of income you got all at once, so that you can leverage and you can close more sales and raise the customer lifetime value, or lifetime customer value. That's how you do that, right? So stop trying to outthink and you know, just be sarcastic towards what actually works. Why don't you just be real and just be like, I don't understand how to build this business. Instead of trying to be all clever with yours. Stop. Okay. So anyway, that was pretty much it for today. And listen, now that we've talked once again about the importance of building a list, here is what I would love to do for you. I want to make sure that you have access to some training on how you can build a list. Now, like I said, I am still somebody who is learning this myself. And so I am not an expert in email marketing, at least not yet. So I'm not going to sit up here and pretend that I am. What I am going to do is point you to the person that I learned email marketing from, so that you can get everything that you need from a reliable source with documented proof that she knows what the heck she's talking about, And that's where you're going to be able to get your training from. Okay. So give me 1 sec, because I want to put this in the description box so that you will have access to it all. All right. So here it is. Putting it over here right now so that, boom. Okay, should update any second now so that you have access to it. So yeah, you definitely want to get your hands on Simple List Leverage. Go check that out, right? Because when you do, this will be a 5-day challenge that you can go at your own pace with. So you can go through all 5 days today, or you can split it up once a day like like it's designed, or, even if things come up and you miss a day, you can always come back and there's nothing to catch up on. So that's a really good thing. Now you're going to be able to get access to all of this for just $1. And in addition to that $1, you will also be able to have 30 days access to not only me, not only Diane, but many, many other home business leaders, respected leaders, leaders who have proven to bring in some really great income and change their entire lives around, who are going to show you how to do the same thing with some of the strategies that they themselves use right now. Okay, we just had an amazing Instagram Reels / TikTok / Facebook Reels training that blew me away. I got to go back. I'll probably do that after this if I have time. But I'll probably go back and review that because it was just so freaking good. So here's the start, right? Because no matter what kind of content you put out, the focus is on building your list. Uh-oh, is my internet going out or something? What's happening? That's weird. What is it doing? Okay. Oh, something's popping up. Hold on. I don't want new software put on this thing right now, child. Get out of here, child. All right. Well, hopefully everything is okay and you guys can still see me. But anyway, no matter what you're doing on social media, no matter what kinds of posts, what kinds of conversations that you're starting up there, it is going to be important for you to build your list. It's going to be important for you to nurture that list, because not everybody is going to be ready to buy from you from the very first encounter and the very first exposure to you. For most people, it'll take 7 to 8 exposures, possibly more. And so that's what relationships are all about. You don't decide to get married off the first date. Even I didn't do that, child, and I got married quick. It was off the second date. I was like, I'm about to marry this guy. So that, but for you, same deal, right? Not everybody wants to make a commitment to you, and making a transaction is an important thing for most people. So if there's no trust, there will be no transaction. Allow yourself to go through that 6-step process of sales made simple that I showed you yesterday, and do it. Go through the process. Take your leads, your prospects on that journey so that you not only have a satisfying sale, right? That's satisfying to the soul for you and for them, but you will also be able to give them a good experience, which they will never forget. And they will not only come back to you again and again, but they will also bring more customers your way. And that is a simple way to acquire more customers, right? So there you have it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I so appreciate you. And I will see you in the next training back here tomorrow, live at 5. Bye.